Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Billy Rickman Show. Today, I have Angela Sanchez from the Beauty Business Co., also founder of her salon called Beautorium. Is that right? Have I got it right? Beautorium?
Yes.
Beautorium. Yes.
That's it.
Now, quick disclosure for everybody who's watching. Normally, I just like to go into these podcasts and just have a random conversation and just see what happens. I got Angela on about 30 seconds before, and I was just confirming all the details, like just make sure I got the name right and everything like that. And then I said to her, what do you specialize in? Just so I can write notes. And I was going to say what Angela specializes in, but then she rattled off this perfect 1 to 2 sentences. And so I'm not even going to bother saying what Angela specializes in. I'm going to let Angela do that. So firstly, though, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me here.
Not a problem at all. A nice little bit of branding there in the background.
Oh, yes.
Just
my
conveniently
office is the inspired space because everything is attached to my home. I have to have a little sanctuary that keeps me focused.
Yeah, 100%. So, Angela, for people who don't know about you, I've seen you popping up everywhere a lot lately, especially in all the groups, the Facebook groups, Secret Salon Society, my Salon Boss group. You're doing a lot on your own page. You've got your own Facebook group as well, which we'll get to in a second, which are building nicely. But so I don't do you an injustice, tell everybody a little bit about your background and experience, where you've come from, why you chose to get into this industry, and then if you can just wrap up that nice little 1 to 2 sentences you just said to me before, because it was so perfectly executed.
Yeah, sure. No worries. Well, basically, I've been in the beauty industry. I think I'm on my 16th year. I went into beauty college straight after high school, after wanting to become a fashion designer and not having a very good relationship with the sewing machine. I've always had that creativity spark, but my little singlets that had the designs on them just weren't selling very well at the market. So I ended up going to beauty college from my work experience through school. And basically that was it. I absolutely loved the girls in there. They were all primed and primed with their red lipstick on, their tight buns, their gorgeous uniforms. And I had a complete career change. I wanted to become a beauty therapist. I'd never been into a beauty salon before. So having my eyebrows done and my skin done that week, but also sitting in a classroom and learning about the anatomy of the body and, all the bones and everything. I was like, wow, this is really quite interesting. So
yeah, stuff you did. A lot of people don't think you do during beauty training.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know you go pretty in detail with anatomy during your beauty diploma.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I'm a bit of a high achiever. So I definitely decided beauty was that for me, and I was going to be the best beauty therapist in college and came out with all the awards and everything like that.
Of course you did.
Yeah. So I actually ended up working with the college and I managed the salon that was attached to it, and sort of ran its own column. It was attached to a lawyers and accountants firm, and then the college was in the back. But I had this amazing opportunity to sort of build the business up, and I just sort of got free rein. So here I was putting posters and everything in the elevators, trying to build the clientele. Back then there was no Facebook and there was no online marketing at all, except for, the girls downstairs handing out the brochures, right? So yeah, I sort of, from those early days, really got it into my head that, if I could put all my energy and might into something, I could achieve anything. And I really did build that business up to become profitable. And then I ended up sort of teaching short courses and things along with the college as well, which was really great to have my hand into it. And then off I went to the cruise ships. got out of that and then went to the ships.
Yeah, which is always such a fascinating, I love listening to people who do the cruise ships because it's always so fascinating. Everybody I speak to who's done cruise ships before, they're always like, it was so freaking hard and there was so much pressure, but I loved it and I learned so much from it. Things that you'll take away and you'll go, I will use that in my future. And things where you go, I will never do that because it was relentless and so hard. But I think it is based on what I know. I don't know. I've never been on the cruises or anything like that. But based on the stories and people I've spoken to about it, I feel like it's a pretty good ground for people to learn their craft and to really find out what hard work is and to learn about sales and different customers and different personalities and things like that. Is that a fair assessment?
Absolutely. Yeah. You're literally thrown in the deep end. You know, you get sent to London to 2-week training, and then you've shipped off to a cruise ship that I was like, I'd been around the world because my dad worked for Qantas, but I'd never gone anywhere without my parents before. So going away independently and not knowing my destination of where I ended up, which happened to be Miami, and I got to travel around the Caribbean. So that was pretty good.
Terrible. Sounds horrible.
Love what I did every single day, and got to travel the world while getting paid. So I think it was a pretty good job.
What was your favorite place? What was your best place you went to? Favorite place you went to?
It was like the European one that I went on. I was there for 8 months, and Capri is just the highlight, yeah. And I'll have to say, in Haiti, which is, you know, a third world country, but that's where my husband proposed to me over the world over water. So like the destinations are amazing that you go and visit. So
yeah,
but yeah, 14-hour work days. You wake up at 7 o'clock. Well, you wake up early if you wanted to, but I was kind of like doing the 25-minute sleep some nights, party hard, work hard. Get to work, you have your staff meeting. It's all like pumping you up for the day because you've got a 14-hour shift ahead of you, right? And you're running your own column. Back then, I don't know what it is like now because it's been 10 years since I've been off them, but you are basically earning your own money. So there's no wage. You get commission for your services and your retail, and then you get to keep all your tips. So I had my stash in my bra at the end of the night, but look how much I've made for the day. And then sort of the commission was sort of I didn't really think about that. So that was sort of the bonus that came into the account and got me home for my flights and things like that, which
was very cool.
It really does. It primes you. It's hard work. But again, like, I used to go on to my contract feeling anxious because I always want to be sort of the best in my ability of what I can do. And you just have no idea how others are going to perceive you. So you can only do the best you can every single day. And when you're in your own column, you're in your own treatment room, and you've got to then like do your whole consultation to basically sell before you've even done the treatment, right?
Yeah,
because
right.
At that time afterwards. So I made good money, and I really strive to sort of, make that the highlight of my career was definitely working on the cruise ships. And
that's so cool. I love that story. So how did you then where did you go after the cruise?
So my husband is from Colombia. He was the Latin singer on board. I did a whole podcast on that if you want to listen.
That is awesome. I'm going to check that out. What's your podcast called, just for people who are tuning in? They want to listen to a little bit more? It's called
Confessions of a #Beauty Boss. So I'm episode 1 talking about all of who I am and my journey there, but I interview already, successful business owners. So we're getting you on there as well, Billy. Just hearing about your journey. Like, I actually am obsessed with hearing about people's journes and why they chose what they did and how they get to where they are today. Like, I really feel everyone's on their own path, and I think that it's really quite inspiring listening to stories of other people that can make you believe in the beauty of your own dreams as well.
Do you find that most people's stories are almost always not what they set out to do, and they just ended up somewhere where it's kind of like, I had no intention of being in this place, but they're making a really, really good go of it, and they're doing really well, and they're succeeding, they're loving life. But rewind 10 years ago, and it just wasn't where they wanted to be. It's kind of like that story of someone who trains for the Olympics for 20 years, and then a week out from the Olympics, they break their leg and they can't go to the Olympics anymore, and their whole life comes crumbling down. But then, they become an athlete's coach, and then they find their true purpose. And it's almost like every single entrepreneur I speak to, it's almost that they went out on this mission to be this or do this or succeed in this area, and they ended up in a totally different place than what they expected, but it's a better place. I don't know. Do you hear that a lot?
I do. I hear that a lot, and I sort of have a bit of an attachment to that story because I was diagnosed at 22, I think, with psoriatic arthritis. And so I've always had a little bit of psoriasis, and I think there's 20% of the breed that end up getting the arthritis with it. And, you know, there's so much inner work that comes from that, from gut health and different things. But I truly believe that there is, you know, something that's caused that stress within my body to come out, and it came out in my elbows first. And massaging 14 hours a day on a cruise ship with my elbows, I can only imagine why it came out on my elbows first. You know?
No idea.
Yeah, it's crazy. But after the cruise ships, I worked for Dermalogica for 5 years. So I was out of the treatment room. We built our house, but I built my beauty salon into the home. So I had that opportunity of building a completely professional setup from the get-go. And I've got a reception and a treatment room and a spray tanning room in there, which has now, I think we're on our 7th year in November.
Awesome.
Amazing. And that was just it was my backup plan for kids, really. So I've got little Emilio, he's 3 now, and I needed to make sure that I could still keep my hands in work and do what I love to do every day. But I wanted to design my own life around motherhood. And because of working on the cruise ships and having my own column, I knew that I could just build anything. Yeah. So, so basically, worked for Dermalogica, incredible company to work for, and I strived within there to also be the best business consultant I could be. They used to sort of throw darts at my head in the meetings because they wanted to beat me. And everyone always asks me, like, oh, how do you sell all those segments, or how did you sell all those retail packages on the cruise ships? And at the end of the day, I just truly believe that if you have passion and the desire to achieve something, like as soon as that person walked in my treatment room, you can never judge what they're going to purchase from you. You know, like all you can do is recommend the best regime for their skin, or, you know, when it comes to like, the cruise ship days, basically it was like $3,000 packages these people were going away with. And you think, wow, how on earth can they afford those types of things? But by educating them on what they need and what's going to be best for their skin, for them to go home with, I've done my job. It's up to them to purchase it. So it comes from...
I think one of the most important things that you just said, and just exactly what you just, that last little thing you just said, it comes from loving what you do and passion, right? I just think passion conquers all. It really does. You don't need to be the best speaker. You don't need to know the most. You don't need to have the highest qualifications in anything. Passion trumps everything. You know, I spoke at Beauty Expo on the weekend, and I've been getting like heaps of DMs and stuff from people who sat through and listened to some of the presentations, and from the people who were there and things like that. And that was the most consistent feedback I've got. Is like, you have so much energy and your passion just comes through, and you can't help but get, you know, sucked into it. And not in a negative way. I don't mean sucked in like, you know, conned into it, but I mean like you just become a part of it. And you're like, I just need to know more. I want more. And same goes when you're retailing. It doesn't matter if you're selling a cleanser or a nail polish or you know, a shampoo or whatever it is you're selling. If you have passion about what you're selling and you're genuinely excited and interested and enthused by it, it takes care of 80% of the work.
Yeah. Oh, it is so true. And that's sort of, I guess that's how Beauty Business Co. was born. So I am...
Great segue. Let's go to Beauty Business Co. then.
Yes.
Awesome segue.
I am living and breathing still, running my own business. I'm solo owned and operated. I do all the things, and I'm still trying to figure it all out, right? So there's so many people that I've come across in my pathway and my journey that now I've always got my helping hat on. I think you interviewed Jo is it Jo? And she's got her sparkly...
Amanda,
sorry. And, you know, so she's got those on, hearing people. I've always got my helping hat on. So as soon as I find someone, like someone contacted me the other day, and instead of going, oh, cool, that's going to be really great for my business, automatically I'm like, oh, wow, everyone needs to know who you are. So that led to another cruise ship journey. I finally was on holiday and we decided to go on a 14-day cruise. And Emilio was like, I don't know, 15 months, and I got some solo mum time, and I was at the pool and I was reading some Lisa Messenger books, and it came to me, this idea of becoming a beauty business mentor. Like, how can I had so many messages coming to me, like, I wish I had something started from home like you when I had my child, or I wish I had that figured out before You know, I became a parent. Like obviously it's attached because I'm a mum as well. So that's sort of attracting who I'm having as my ideal client, like mums in business that are either startups or they're solo owned, working on all the things, because that's who I am. So, yeah, basically inside this Collective Hub magazine from Lisa Messenger, I love her to bits, and if she doesn't have a magazine anymore, but if you can get any of her books, she's just a super amazing inspiration to me as well. Yeah. And inside one of her Collective Hub magazines was to map out your 20-year, 10-year and 5-year plan. And it started off with sort of a bit of a statement, your vision. And so one night, Emilio had to go to sleep. So I was stuck in the cabin while John was singing karaoke down in his old days at the bar.
I love that he's a Latin singer. I love that.
Yes,
so cool.
I know. He'll be at the Gosmani Gomez down the Gold Coast probably singing soon.
I'm definitely going to check that out. Let me know for sure. I'll go check it out.
So basically I had a night where I just had this, must have been like that light bulb moment where I just couldn't stop writing, and I literally mapped out all the things that I wanted to achieve. I had this whole 360 vision of where I saw myself within a 10 or 20 year plan. And then I just knew from that, I just needed to have that down on paper. I love my vision boards. I've done lots of work with that before and I speak about it a lot.
I'm such a visual person, yeah. Everything you do, you can see. Such a visual person.
Yes, definitely. And so once I sort of did all of that, I got home, I did my vision board, and I knew where I needed to be putting my focus on. And I had the words beauty business mentor on the goal board. And sort of from that, I basically started the process, like what was it going to be about and who was I going to be helping? And it was just all the things mapping out on a piece of paper, like what types of things do people need to help them with overwhelm within their business. And
so how long have you had it for now? How long have you been established with Beauty Business Co now?
So the idea came in like 2016, and it took me, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I've got to put my hand up at that. I know it's like I always tell people to just get started, but I do have things all good and ready to go.
We're total opposites. We should probably actually work together, because I'm like, to my detriment though, like I'll jump off a cliff and figure out how to fly when I'm 10 meters off the ground, kind of thing. Like I don't have any planning in place, and I get criticized by my team all the time. So we would probably actually work really well together. It would be yin and yang.
Exactly, sorry, that's right. Systems and things like that's another, like system and finances for me is probably on the weakness scale for me, but it's more about like just sort of having that goal. Like I'm a big goal setter, and then just working your way out to achieve it. So so basically it took me about 6 months to sort of get everything ready. I found my web developer, because I've been a bit of a DIY girl in my beauty salon for quite some time. I'm like, I am going to invest. Like I want to save the time. I want to do this properly. I want to really make a huge impact to a lot of people. And so it is a global platform. I'm trying to create evergreen content that's going to be connected to anyone within the beauty industry around the world. And
so what sort of content's on the site?
So basically, Beauty Business Co. has its homepage, and then we have a digital store on there. So anybody can go in and purchase your drag and drop, already done for you, say social media quotes and graphics, and I've done templates up as well. So when we're starting out, we might not have the money to go and get a computer system all ready to go. I hope that people do invest in that eventually, but to begin with, how about, getting some things in place that's going to reward your clients, bring a friend cards, gift vouchers, compliment cards, client compliment cards. I really like those, wow factor, surprise and delight moments. So I've sort of created, about 15 to 20 already done for you templates in there, lots of different colors to suit other people's branding. And then they can basically buy that and add their logo. You can't change the graphic, but you can add whatever you want to it. So once it's yours, it's yours. You can do whatever you want. And they can either be cheaply done on Vistaprint, obviously, because they're big cut, like high volume, bring a friend cards you can drop off everywhere to coffee shops and different things. But with the gift vouchers, I have done a live on this as well, but I spent over $300 getting my gift vouchers printed with rose gold foil, because they're a statement, right? They're really delivering that wow factor. But so you can then go, I use, say, Fast Printing from Melbourne, and they've got all the beautiful foil and stuff. So you can do things on the cheap if you want to get something started, or you can really invest the money and get it properly done for you. But everyone needs a template to get started, right? So you can hire a graphic designer to do it for you, or here's something that's going to save you a bit of time to get in the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the things you spoke before is like, when we were just joking before about the difference between you and I, you're a perfectionist. I'm like, well, just let's just crack on and figure it out on the way, kind of thing. I think often it's another third party in that. So you want to make sure, so you're able to get started, but you want to make sure it's perfect before you launch, right? I'm like, I just get started with everything and I'll figure it out. But the other third type of person is the person who just who wants to get started, but doesn't get started at all because they just don't know where to start. And it's like, I know what I should be doing and I know I need to do this, but I just have at the moment, I believe everyone has creativity and everyone has flow with their minds and thoughts, but sometimes people have blockages and they're not in that flow. And so they go, I don't know what to think about. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to design this. I don't know, where to start with this. And so I guess a platform like yours is perfect for those type of people, right? Who go, I know what I need to do. I just have no concept of how to do it. And so they jump into a platform like yours and they go, oh, it's ready made. It's sweet. Yeah. But they still have the flexibility and choice to be able to alter it towards their business,
Yeah, absolutely. Which is, I'll boost in another segue there. That's why Beauty Boss Pro was launched. So
there we go. All right. Good.
This is it. This is why it took me so long to get launched. Like I had a couple of people say, you got to hurry up with this. There's lots of different things out there that are happening and someone's going to steal your idea. And I'm a bit of I don't really care what people do. They're not me at the end of the day. So you can copy all you like. You don't have Angela's personality. You don't have Angela's, point of difference onto it. So Beauty Boss Pro is a paid membership platform. So we only launched this 2 months ago, and it's not just a Facebook group. We do have a private Facebook group for members only, but Beauty Boss Pro was that where do I get started type of question that I get asked all the time. And it's really, so it's delivering masterclasses through those experts I've found throughout the journey. So I'm not a coach. So there's lots of different people popping up in the market. And I think it's absolutely fabulous that they're using the tools of the internet to get that voice out there. And I have no desire at being a coach, but I do have a desire of helping people and bringing those people that I've found that have helped me to you. So first up, we launched Beauty Business Blueprint, and they're month by month releases, so we don't cause the overwhelm. So it's one thing being overwhelmed, knowing all the things. It's another thing like throwing all of everything out at you, saying, here you go. Good luck with that. Here's my course or ebook or whatever for like $500, and then off you go. So I want to be in there nurturing my audience, my members, to basically become thriving, successful beauty bosses. So Beauty Business Blueprint was building that foundation of your business, going right back, like how to get that ABN, the domain name, how to link it all in with GST and all that kind of stuff, and then a whole beauty business plan.
A lot.
Yeah, there's a lot, right? And I get asked silly questions that you think, well, there's no silly question, by the way, but you think it's silly asking the question, how do I go and get an ABN? And you think, well, if one person's got that question, then so many others will,
Yeah.
So I thought with that one.
Yeah, I was talking to a guy on a plane yesterday coming back from Melbourne, and him and his wife were sitting next to me. They were really, really interesting. Sometimes, you get seated next to someone on the plane, you're like, oh God, and they just don't shut up, and you're like, oh, I just want to shut off. But I got sitting next to this couple yesterday, and they were so interesting. And we were talking about like online entrepreneurs and people who do videos and content online and stuff like that. And he said the problem with those people is not that they don't know what they're talking about. They absolutely know what they're talking about. but they take for granted so much of what they know that they often skim over the parts that are important. And we were starting to talk about different examples, like Tim Ferriss does the 4-hour work week and things like that. And, he talks about outsourcing everything. It's like, okay, you need to go online and get a VA, and the VA is going to do this, 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 and this, and then moves on to the next bit. But the problem is getting a good VA is freaking hard. And there's nothing that digs deep. Well, I'm not saying nothing. Of course, there's stuff out there if you look for it. But a lot of the content you see on it is on such a macro level that it takes somebody to actually get that content and then drill down and drill down and drill down and find the answers. And that takes a lot. And I think that's where people come unstuck. But what you're doing is actually going into the micro, right? It's taking away from the macro, going into the micro and going, okay, well, let's step this out detail by detail.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to throw all the content out. Like, someone else has the questions like, it's coming, don't worry, I've got it lined up for you. But we've got to think on that bigger scale, because when members join in 12 months time, they've got access to 12 masterclasses. And then when, in 2 years down the track, we might have 1,000 to 2,000, maybe 10,000 members, who knows, in there. And,
maybe 20,000.
Who knows? The sky's the limit, or there is no limit. So yeah, basically it's all the things that we need to know, and it's never ending. So even having a conversation with my dad the other night, because they'll probably like have enough and finish learning, and I just looked at him like, there is no finish line, Dad. Like, it just doesn't end. There's always going to be another thing, another Instagram feature that we need to figure out and be on top of. And we're busy doing all the treatments at the moment. So how are we going to find out these things? So,
and I think as well, every time you level up in your business, I'm definitely at that point now. I'm very transparent about this. Our team is growing insanely fast. We went from 3 to 14 people in 2 months. More than likely by the end of this year, we'll probably be in the vicinity of 40 to 50 people in the company. And so we're rapidly growing. And with that comes immense problems, like huge challenges, because the systems that we spoke about before, if they're not in place, it causes confusion, it causes overwhelm, it causes, lack of productivity because no one knows where to go to get the answers and things like that. And I think whenever in business, whenever you upskill or you level up in your business, your new journey of learning starts again, because the content is, you've understood this level of content, but then you break through this little bit of through a ceiling or a level, and you go, wow, there's now 100 pieces of content here that I didn't even know existed. I didn't know that I didn't know this stuff. And then you've got to go and master all of that. And then you get through that, and then it's like, oh my God, there's more content. So when you say it never ends, you're right. It never ends. There's nobody, even, the Gary Vaynerchuk's or the Bill Gates or the Richard Bransons or the Steve Jobs when he was alive, and that, even at their level, you're talking billion-dollar companies, they would still openly tell you that they know a fraction of what they need to know in business, or what there is to know in business.
Yeah, absolutely. And they'll always seek mentors. I've got so many in my life that I work with, either from, a business level or spiritual. Like, I think at the moment I'm doing the Oprah and Deepak Chopra 21-day gratitude meditation, because I think it's so important to always condition our mind for success as well. 100%. And I'm about to move my house. My whole life is about to uplift, and I've had massive anxiety over moving my business to a new location, opening the doors again to Beauty Boss Pro. Have I got it all sorted? And I've got a 3-year-old that I'm trying to do the mum life balance thing with. It's just nuts. And I think when I take that solo time to actually just, give a little bit of mindfulness and gratification to what's going on within my life as well, and a little bit of peace in the mind as well, it's really, really important to do too. So you can never get enough of your personal development and your business development too. So, and there is enough room for everybody. I say this so much, there's enough beauty business pie for all of us. So whether it's a salon, I did a Facebook Live the other day on my group because I was going to purchase a building down the road from us that was commercial property underneath and live upstairs. And so we were massively downsizing our living to get this commercial. But I might be the lady that never leases a premises, because I just have this stigma about losing money to renting and leasing. So
oh, really?
for me is to, I might need to do a little bit of work on that, but it's to own a beachfront property it's at the moment that's up on the market for $1.4 million, and that's the dream, by the beach, to turn it into an ultimate beauty destination. And I'll get there, I definitely will, but that building down the road, it didn't align for us. It wasn't sort of meant to be, because now there's actually a salon popped up in one of the ones that was already built, and I fished so hard for the real estate agent to find out what the other businesses were going to be. He assured me there wasn't a beauty salon, and we were about to sign the contract, and my lawyer flagged it and said, they want you to build this in 30 days. And this was Christmas time. The real estate said to secure the land and we'll start building in the new year. And we said to the real estate, you told us that we would be building in the new year, and it's all government owned. And within 2 hours, we were off the expression of interest list. And that wasn't because we, couldn't afford or couldn't do what we needed to do. Like, if it was meant for us, it would have happened. But that, block that came was because there was already going to be a salon there. As much as I show them great love, I know they're going to be so successful. I wouldn't have cared if they were around the corner from me, but I wouldn't want to build near them out of respect, basically. So there is
what a lovely business owner you are.
Yeah, well, it was, it's like the other day when you said about the speakers on stage, and I'm going to be out doing the round table, and I was like, I just don't want to clash with this person, because, she's got such great, valuable information, and you were exactly the same to me. So I needed that reminder that day that there's enough room for everybody, and everyone's got their own message. And I really 100%. Believe your vibe attracts your tribe. So
100%. Well, just on that then, let's segue, because we've got to wrap this up. And let's just segue. You were talking about roundtable presentation.
So exciting.
And so, Ms. Angela, you are joining us at Salon Growth Con. Yes?
Yes.
And you're doing a
I'm super excited.
We're super excited as well. We've got a massive announcement this week. I'm hoping tomorrow, maybe the next day. I don't know if I've spoken to you. Have I spoken to you and told you the announcement yet?
No, we haven't spoken about that.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll let you know. Maybe definitely not on camera. I'm contractually obliged not to. But the announcement will be coming very, very soon. And look, it's going to be a massive event. You're going to be a part of it, and I specifically invited you because of everything we've discussed during the show today. Because you have so much experience, so much wisdom, and your delivery is amazing, because it truly comes from a place that, from your heart, and you really want people to succeed, which is totally aligned with where I'm at with my business. I just love seeing people succeed. And so really, really super quick, because we do have to wrap this up. What are you going to be talking about at your roundtable Salon Growth Con?
Perfect. Yeah. So as much as I spoke about lots of vision and believing in the beauty of your dreams, that's sort of the main message from myself that I like to give across. But the topic that I'm going to be talking about is building engagement through your community and collaboration. I work a lot with that through Beauty Business Co. and a lot with that through my beauty salon as well. So I really hope to make it quite an actionable roundtable experience, because I think I might be one of the last speakers on the last day. So I know everyone's going to
it's all changed now anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, whenever I am.
once we have this big announcement, we had to change a lot. So
okay, well, that's cool.
I'll send that through later. That's fine.
Yeah, no worries. Well, I think I definitely there's going to be so much amazing information over the 2 days. I can't wait to be in that audience listening to the incredible speakers you've got lined up as well. So with mine, I really want to show and teach some actionable tools right there and then, so they can become really confident with building that engagement, do some Instagram tips as well, and how to collaborate and build community through their own business as well. So exciting.
That's so exciting. So exciting.
Asking me to be a part of it.
Hey, not a problem at all. You deserved. I've been watching you for a little while now, and you're doing such a great job, and a lot of people are starting to talk about you and follow you. So I'm sure there'll be some super impressed people. So if you don't have your tickets yet, make sure you go to salongrowthcon.com. That is salongrowthcon.com. and grab your tickets. Tickets are selling super, super fast, really fast. Every day we're just seeing like 20, 30, 40 tickets being sold every day, which is amazing. So if you don't have your ticket yet, please make sure you go to the website because you're going to miss out. And then everybody's going to be talking about it, and everyone's going to be talking about Angela and saying, did you see Angela's presentation? And all the industry is going to be buzzing, and then people are going to be like, no, I missed out. So make sure you go to salongrowthcon.com right now and get your tickets. And make sure when you do get your tickets, you book in to see Angela, her presentation, because she's going to be delivering some actionable results for your business and bringing all that wisdom and heart and gratitude and humility to her presentation. So with all that being said, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
I'm spewing actually. I'm going to miss your presentation because I'll be on the stage where you're doing the round table. But in saying that, I get a copy of all the recordings, so I'll make sure I check out your presentation and let you know anyway, because I'm sure it's going to be amazing.
Thank
awesome.
you so much.
And just quickly, lastly, just give yourself a plug. I know we've been talking about your products and things like that during this show. Sorry. So if people do want to follow you online or see what you're doing, where do they quickly go?
Yeah, well, I'd love anyone who is within the beauty industry wanting to start or has got their own beauty business to join our free Facebook group. It's called Beauty Business Co Society. And then if you want to find out anything about the membership, you just head to www.beautybusinessco.com/freebies and you can get your very own beauty business vision planner.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you so much, Angela.
Thank you.
We'll be chatting very soon. Actually, we've got another appointment even today together. So we're going to be chatting again really, really soon. But thank you so much. And if you have loved this episode, if you're watching on YouTube, please make sure you share and subscribe to the channel. And also hit that little bell. It's got a little notification bell. Hit that so you don't miss any of the content. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, what I want you to do right now is take a screenshot. Right now, take a screenshot, and I want you to then share that screenshot on your Instagram and your Snapchat and your Facebook and tag myself and Angela in it. If you have any questions, then please let us know. Thank you so much for joining in today. Thank you, Angela, for joining me, and I'll be back tomorrow for another episode of the Billy Rickman Show. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, if you love this video, please make sure you hit the subscribe and notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. And also, if you have not yet got your tickets for Salon GrowthCon 2019, make sure you do. Go to the link that's in the description below because I do not want you to miss out on this amazing